Hello Medivians, today we're going to be talking about tools that you can use in Medivia Online to enhance your gameplay and to provide you with valuable information to make sure you're enjoying the game as well as understanding the game. So first and foremost, we're going to be talking about the Medivia Wiki website. This site is maintained by the community themselves and hosted by one of the community members, Fark, so big shout out to the work he does. If you guys want to donate to the Medivia Wiki to keep it running, to keep it updated, please support with information, as well as if you can, monetary support is always appreciated. So the wiki has a lot of articles about the game. It basically tells you everything. It takes some time to update after every single new patch that comes along. However, the team does a pretty good job of keeping this sort of up to date. Here you can check information about the servers, the skills. You can just hover over the mouse, for example, and check that legacy is a 2x XP, 1x loot, and you can check all the rates for individual servers. You can go for guides if you have any question about how to, like, any of those topics is covering deep dived into here. And actually, before, when I was actually playing Medivia and starting, before actually deep diving into the game itself, I would just stay on the wiki and checking every single mechanic, how it worked, how it was different than other games. So then when it came to actual playing, I had some sort of advantage with that information that I have acquired on the Medivia Wiki. So pretty cool. Another thing, you can check the factions. There's something here that I've updated myself as well, which is basically a path on what are the suggested paths that you can take per level for each of the individual factions, which additional tasks, EXP item tasks you can get. If you're in a hunting grounds that has this specific monster, you can already start another EXP task that is not related to the faction to optimize your gameplay. So that's here as well in the Medivia Wiki. You could also check, for example, you want to know what level you're going to be after handing in a specific task. So you can check this on this XP table. I've recently updated with colors the magic level table, so it's a little bit more clean to see. So for example here, if you want to know how much mana you need to get magic level 10 as a knight, or even 9, which is a great magic level for knights, I'm trying that myself at the moment, is about 7,873,200 mana, which is insane. Anyway, so at least you can plan out, for example, for mages, you want to invest up until magic level 80 before you start playing. You can add all those values up, and then you can check how much mana fluids do you need, ring of purity, and all that stuff. So pretty useful to have this information at hand here on the wiki, as well as anything else in the game. If you feel that something is not up to date, we have the Medivia Wiki Discord as well, so you can join that and provide information so we can keep this up to date. The next amazing tool is the in-game Compendium. Now, this has some information that the wiki also has. However, here you can find the link for the Discord server, but you can actually find the formulas and in-game screenshots, very well detailed, done by staff, on, for example, here, how the max value and mean value formula for distance fighting works, as well as the offensive stance. And anything that's here is deep dive into detail. How to use the bank system, even has a GIF, animated GIF. How to use the depot, how to send a parcel, all those sort of things that it's normally not that intuitive. And here on the Compendium is accessible from level 1. And I think even the tutorial highlights, so you click and learn anything about the game, how the death works, your penalty for dying. Now, some of this might not be up to date based on the recent updates and patches. For example, when we're talking about melee fighting, it doesn't explain about strength impacting melee fighting as well. However, the staff is already on top of updating this, and hopefully we can get this information up to date, not only on melee fighting, but as well as distance, as well as other mechanics that was introduced to the game and needs to be updated into those categories, or even new categories to be created. That would be ideal for some of them. Now, next we're going to talk about the minimap. So if you click Ctrl-Shift-M, you can see this amazing map of Medivia. This is the large scale of it. However, if you can just, as well, if you don't know, you can just go through here as well. And in your client, and it's pretty smooth. It works pretty well. You can map click it. You can do whatever you want with this minimap, add markings, but we're going to talk about markings later on. And if you want the full minimap, you don't want to discover by yourself, because here, if you haven't been to a spot, it's going to be blacked out unless you have discovered that spot in the past. So if you just want to start Medivia and you want the full map straight away, that's also possible. It takes a bit out of the role playing out of it because you won't be discovering by yourself, but some players like that. So to do that, you go to your download section on the Medivia Wiki and you will find here the Medivia map. Now this has been less updated in end of 2022, and I've already asked Fark as well as Link, I think he's supporting Fark on this, to update the map to 2024. So we are in process of doing this. Hopefully by the time this video is uploaded, the new map is already there on the wiki. You just click download, it's gonna be a zip file, and then you follow these instructions here to make sure you get your minimap installed. There is also another thing talking about the map, which is the next tool that we're gonna be talking about, which is the markings. So I'm going to be sharing those links here, but basically Lemon, he made his Minimap Markings available and the instructions on how to install this. So I myself, about a year back or maybe two, I've used Lemon's markings myself, and I kept adding whatever I wanted to add, which make my gameplay easier for me. So you see here, a lot of those markings are actually Lemon's. However, I took the liberty of adding a couple of them, and there is a lot. Now, the only downside with how many map markings you have is how long the game takes to load initially when you open the client. Before adding the markings, it would be maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and I have a good enough PC. However, with a lot of markings like this is loaded whenever the game opens initially, so it doesn't take out of your performance when the game is already running. So now it takes about 30-20 seconds. So it takes a considerable time longer when you have a lot of markings. So take that into consideration. And if you have a PC with not a fast enough CPU, it might take even longer. I think this is handled by CPU, not GPU. This is how it works. And you can follow these steps here to install it. I'll share both links below. You just go to the Medivia files and then you basically change the config.html. You can open that as a notepad. Make sure you copy yours as well. Your original one, just in case something goes wrong. You copy and paste where you shouldn't have, so maybe it can get corrupted. So best in case, just do a backup file, config.html before you start. And then everything that's in here, you just copy. There's a button on the top of this page to copy everything, copy. And then once it's copied on your clipboard, you just Ctrl V on your config.html, but you got to start exactly where the minimap starts. And then that should be what you need to do. So pretty straightforward, follow those steps and hopefully it works for you. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll try to help you out. Now, the next tool that you can use is this amazing website. It's quite a recent one. I think it launched last year, called Medivia Things. In here, in Medivia Things, you can check a lot of statistics about Medivia, as well as the completion of tasks. For example, here, Boo Boo has completed the task of killing 200 fire ants on 11/26. I think that's the time the person logs out, and then he compares the tests before and after, because the information on the website is normally only updated when the character logs out. So there's this gap of information compared to the database, so that's how it's updated here. So it's not live. If I complete a task right now, it's not gonna show it the exact second I completed the task. It's most likely gonna show the time that I logged out. So here you can find a lot of information about the game. You can even do some filters. For example, I want to check the vocation distribution in Legacy. And those are all the characters in Legacy. You can also check for recent bans to see more information about why and how a certain person got banned. For example, in Legacy, the last ban was in June 2nd for a major rule violation and was a level 37. You can also sort this, so you can check that this guy here was banned by auto login. Now, some of those bans, they might be removed from the staff if the person opens a ticket and justifies, and I'm not sure it's removed from here. But anyhow, this is a way of checking bans, tasks. Let's assume you want to know, you want help with abominations because you are a low-level knight and you are on that task, but you need help. So you can filter for your server and you can check, let's go here in any character, like my character. Let's go here on Mayfeld. Perfect. You can use this website to your advantage. For example, here Mayfeld, set abominations, right? So abominations is together with wraiths, and before starting the abomination quest, you need to have Goshenir completed. So you can filter whoever finished Goshenir but didn't finish abominations on the tasks module, and then you can see people at similar level that you are on the same server that is on the same task as you are at the moment. Or you can even go on the player list, but here it's not going to be the best place to filter. I think the tasks is a little easier. You can also check for high scores, how many people got experience in the last couple of days. You can check for recent deaths. So a lot of information is here. It's not really information about the game, but it's actually about the players and how each server is performing. And so it can maybe help you to get a bit more clarity on the current situation. The other great tool you can make use of is the Medivia official Discord. So over here, you can check some channels, like if you have any questions about who to contact to regarding the game, like the tutors, for example, myself, Link in Portuguese, 10 based on the US, and Silva's based on Croatia. So you can speak to the tutors. We're here to help in game, as well as you can check the rules for Discords and some fan sites, as well as some information for streamers, roles, and etc. So in the news channel, you can check some recent updates done by the staff, exactly what are the exact changes, and on the game changelog is normally small fixes, hot patches, or announcements done by the team. You also have the teasers, where it normally shows some spoilers to come, as well as the devlog, which it's a work in progress channel where the developers normally post, for example here, the smooth animation, as well as some outfit changes, the party loot that was well received, so the developers rushed to implement that. You can also check other things like the general chat. Here's where some ask questions, they normally talk about the game and etc. Help channel is specifically designed for questions, so anything you want help with, please do use this channel. Bug reports, you can report your own bugs here. Feedback, you can, if you have any feedback about the game, feel free to do it. The developers look at it, and for example here we can see a couple of plans. Some of them, for example, planned. Let's see new feedback. Let's see an accepted one to see what's the last accepted one that got deployed into the game. Some of them are rejected, as you can see here by the tag. And for example, this one, this folk here suggested that the snake fountain can be filled with poison water, and this got accepted. And when it means accepted, it's deployed to the game. Planned is it's on the pipeline and might get deployed soonish enough. You can also check the location chats. We have Portuguese, Spanish, and Polish. You can post your screenshots, your videos, anything regarding to the game. And you also have a guild recruitment channel that you can check out too if you're a guild leader or a person looking for guilds. At the moment, we don't have many because this got launched not together with the new server, so we're trying to make this a bit more active. So hopefully when a new server pops up, people would start posting their guilds here. So that would be fun. You also have trade part channels specifically for the server you are on, and also adventure channels. If people have, for example, boss fights or mission schedule, they normally need help from the other people from the server, so they would use this channel. And if you have any issue, you would create a ticket and contact either a report bots or a customer support tickets to talk directly to the devs regarding your issue. And moving along, we also have the specific marketplaces for each of the servers. Now, the market's not yet implemented into the game, but it will be one day. So if you can see here, we have the Progeny Marketplace, the Destiny Marketplace. So we have all the marketplaces as well as some community discords. Now, community discords is normally where the discord for the server where people would claim or talk about ongoing things of the server that are not managed by Medivia itself. It's a community discord, as the name says. And some servers, for example, Serenity, you wouldn't use a ladder system in the game to claim your spot. You would claim in the Discord channel. So it's a bit more universal. People can check from their phones if a spot's claimed, so they can do tag next, so we keep the order on the server. Also, if you have anything to sell, you can put your trade message here in the server. The server is specifically for trading, as well as some, for example, here, this guy is buying a Hellforge item, so you have segregated by attributed, by regular items, and this is how it would normally work. So those non-official servers are also a great source of information for you looking to buy, sell, or, you know, claim spots depending on the server you're on. Another amazing tool that I use all the time, especially when hunting in duels, is the Medivia Hunt Analyzer or Loot Splitting Excel spreadsheet, whatever you want to call it. This was designed by North, and Mas, he posted on his YouTube on how to use it. So he worked together with North and this Wasted crew to develop this. It has a lot of macros, so you can automate. For example, you can just click here the 6-man or 9-man. I don't have the macros enabled just because it's something I prefer to do manually, but there's a lot of options. This is a adjusted spreadsheet, but there's also the link to the original one. I'm gonna open the original one right now. So this is the original spreadsheet. You can just click, it's gonna run the macro, it's gonna create one for you. You can click on distribute the loot and it's gonna check how many people there are. It's gonna check the profits or waste, and it's gonna equally distribute the items that you don't wanna sell. So it's quite complex. There's a YouTube video I'm gonna be linking here in the description that you can find how this actually works. I use a simplified version that I modified, and this also allows you to do so. That is a little bit more simple. There's no macros or anything. I just, you know, add what I've wasted and what I've acquired, and it's going to split out. Same thing, but without the macros, a bit more simplified. I also added some APIs, a lookup API to the Medivia Wiki that would get this item sprites so I can follow it here. So this was kind of a twist that I've added here. And here you can, whenever you're finished up with your hunt, you just add what you had before for each of the rooms and what you had after, and then it's going to calculate what you use on supplies automatically. If you died, you can also type in here 1, and it's going to say this guy died, so here you go. Oh wow, even if I died here in this hunt, a death is 500k, we would still be in the green, so that's pretty good. So this was an amazing hunt that we've done. This is not actually boggles, is it? This seems to be something else. But anyhow, this is what we hunted, me and Kosori, and we had an amazing, outstanding profit in this hunt. And you can see here exactly what each one spends and how is the payouts for each of them. Players, you do a single, like a solo hunt, you can do it here to check your profits. Wow, this is an amazing hunt, what the fuck? So I got 160k profits and I only spent 46k. Wow, I need to go to Royalists more often. You can do duels, you can do trios, 4 people hunts, and over here you would be controlling the name of each of those people and how much they spent and what was the supply and what was the profit and the split for each player. So this is amazing. So thank you guys for watching. This was more a beginner, people that are not used to the game, how they can leverage some of the tools available to acquire more information about the game and optimize their play. If you did like, please leave the like and subscribe, as well as please comment any other tool that you believe is important. I know there are some others. I don't use them personally. For example, the Medivia Profiles Manager. I normally don't do any dual clienting much or anything that would require that Profiles Manager. There is also the Overlay. I haven't used myself, but I know a lot of people that use to set timers in the game. So yeah, do let me know of any other tool that you believe I've missed and should be added to possibly a follow-on video. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.